Students, the, the last class we discussed about the coagulation power, coagulation value. Each electrolyte has its own coagulation value. That too we discussed about that is Hartley-Schulze rules. That is, the coagulating power of the electrolyte is proportional to the valency of that is active ion in the electrolytic solution. So only in the last class we discussed about that is hydrophobic colloids, coagulation of hydrophobic colloids, that is liophobic colloids. We have not taken the coagulation of liophobic colloids. See, if you come to the liophobic colloids, hydrophilic colloids, they are more stable. Stability is very high. It is difficult to coagulate them. I told you that preparation is a reversible process. Just by evaporating, we can separate the dispersion phase from the dispersion medium. Again, by adding the solvent, we can convert it to the colloidal solution. So, the special technique need not be used for the separation of the dispersal phase from the liophobic colloids. You may ask, why liophobic colloids are more stable? What is the speciality of the liophobic colloids? The stability of the liophobic colloids depend on two factors. That is, these said two factors are the responsible for the extra stability or more stability of the liophobic colloids. What are those factors? One is charge on the colloidal particles. Like liophobic also have the charge of this thing. That is, starch is negatively charged colloid. That is gelatin is liophobic colloid, negatively charged colloid, and your mud is liophobic colloid, is negatively charged colloid. They are all the negatively charged colloids. Gum is a negatively charged colloid. They are all, whatever the 4 or 5 I named, those are all the liophobic colloids. Take the solid material, just add to the water, colloidal solution is formed. You need not use any special technique to make the colloidal solution. You take the starch, add to the hot water, colloidal solution is formed. Again, you evaporate the water is evaporated and that is solid starch is separated. Again, add the water, again colloidal solution of starch is formed. This is so there is no need to use one is the charge on the colloidal particles. Now we are discussing about the factors that are responsible for the extra stability of that is liophobic colloidal solutions. This is charge on the colloidal particles. That is second one is that is solvation. That is hydration. If the solvent is water, that process is called as a solvent. See, this is the colloidal particle. This is surrounded by there is an affinity between the interactions between the dispersed phase and dispersion medium. So that is the solvent molecules are that is associated around this. So this is the small colloidal particle. It is solvated. Many water molecules or many solvent molecules are that is enveloped around there. That is entire this is colloidal solution is. It is deeply buried. Actually, colloidal particle and its charge is deeply buried. it is the size is abnormally increasing, colloidal particle size is abnormally increasing due to the association of the water molecules or solvent molecules with the surface of the, that is lyophilic colloids. So this is responsible for the, it may be negative charged colloid or positively charged colloid, whatever it is, that is there's a negative charge. There is a charge, and at the same time this is protecting the solvent sheath is protecting. There is no difference between the environment of the colloidal particle and dispersion medium. That is colloidal particle which is solvated with the water molecules is in the water. So that is almost the same environment. Stability is increased. Even though you add the colloidal electrolyte, this is deeply buried. There is and it's covered by the sheath of solvent. That is, the electrolyte will not establish the attraction. So if it is a lyophilic colloid, to coagulate it, a large quantity of the electrolyte is required. Why? What is the speciality? Because that is, it is surrounded by the solvent sheath. The solvent sheath is protecting this act as a barrier between the charge on the colloidal particle and added electrolytic ions. If it is a negatively charged colloid, the positively charged ions have to be are the coagulating ions. So this acts as a barrier. So distance is increasing between the negative charge and positively charged cations. Therefore, large quantity of the colloidal, that is electrolyte, is required. So what to do? First, and to coagulate the lyophilic colloid, what you have to do is, you have to do the two things. One, you have to remove this sheath. So solvated colloidal particle should be converted into that is unsolvated, that is solvent sheath to be removed. The technique to be used, you have to remove the water associated with the colloidal particle, which is preventing the coagulation of the colloidal particles. The second thing is, you have to add the small amount of electrolyte to neutralize the charge present on the colloidal particle after the removal of this sheath, which is protecting the colloidal particles from the coagulation. Therefore, here you have to do the two things. This one. First, to carry out the coagulation, first add the solvent like ethyl alcohol, right? Ethyl alcohol, that is acetone, etc. Acetone. See, why are you adding? This is the solution. Why are you adding? This is the system, this is the colloidal particle, it is solvated. So these ethyl alcohol, acetone, when added to this hydrophilic colloidal system, lyophilic colloidal system, ethyl alcohol establish the attractions with the water, acetone establish the attractions with the water. These have the affinity with the water to establish through the hydrogen bonding. Due to this, what happens? That is the desolvation takes place. Dehydration. These are acting as the dehydrating agents. They remove the considerable amount of the water from the surface of that is colloidal particle. Right? Therefore, what happens? The thickness of the sheath decreases because of the ethyl alcohol and acetone, which acts as the dehydrating agents. Once this sheath is removed, only almost, that is the naked ion is existing in the system. That is the surface is exposed. Now, second one is after adding this removal of the sheath from this one by adding this technique, then you have to add the small amount of electrolyte. Why electrolyte? To neutralize the charge. Neutralize the charge. That is electrolyte to be added. Then coagulation takes place. To carry out the coagulation of that is Lyophilic colloids. So add, that is the solvent like ethyl alcohol and acetone, which removes the solvent sheath from the surface of the colloidal solution, and that is the charge is exposed. Charge, this is protecting the charge. This is the layer is not allowing the cations and anions to move and neutralize the charge present on the colloidal part. It is acting as a barrier. Shielding effect. Now, due to addition of this, that is removed. Now we are adding the small amount of the electrolyte is required. If it is negatively charged, cation of the electrolyte is the precipitating agent, precipitating ion, active ion that neutralizes the charge and cause the coagulation. That is, this is the procedure used for the coagulation of lyophilic colloids. This is the lyophilic colloids coagulation part. The next thing is now with this discussion we know that lyophilic colloids have the abnormal stability. Okay. This is lyophilic colloids have the abnormal stability. Their preparation is easy. The stability is attributed to that is charge on the colloidal particles, and second one is that is solvent sheath that is formed around the colloidal particle. That is solvation, hydration. These two are responsible for the abnormal stability. Now the third thing is third thing is see, because of this, whereas the other case, lyophobic colloids are very unstable. You shake it, you heat it, you add that is on dialysis. Yesterday we discussed on dialysis, on electrophoresis, that is and due to the mechanical action, due to the centrifusion, that is what happens, that the lyophobic is easily, that is coagulation takes place. The ultimate one is adding the electrolyte. Now here it is observed that Zsigmondy, see ZSIG, Zsigmondy observed that is the stability. Now we are thinking how to agree lyophobic colloids are very unstable colloids. See, easily they are coagulated. Stability is less. So, but how to improve the stability of the lyophobic? Lyophilic are abnormally stable. Lyophobic are abnormally unstable. How to improve the stability? What are the factors that increase the stability of the lyophobic colloids? Now I am talking about the lyophobic colloids. How to improve it? So Zsigmondy observed that is the addition of the lyophilic colloids increase the stability of the lyophobic colloid. This is the lyophilic colloid, lyophobic colloid. So it has its own stability. Now we are trying to increase the stability of this. So how to improve? By adding the lyophilic colloid. By adding the lyophilic colloid. Lyophilic colloid. What is this? So that is see, to a given lyophobic colloid, if you add the small amount of the lyophilic colloid, the stability of the lyophobic colloid is considerably increasing. This is the Zsigmondy's observation. So therefore, what they do to increase the stability of the leophobic colloids, small amount of the leophilic colloids are added. So how it is working and how it is improving, that is a different story. Let us talk about afterwards. This is the observation, Zygmundi's observation. The presence of a leophilic, addition of a leophilic colloid to the colloid, the stability of the leophobic colloid is considerably increased. This is called as the protection of the colloid. This is now leophilic colloid, which is increasing the stability, is called as the protecting colloid. That means, due to this property, leophilic colloids increase the stability of the leophobic colloids. Hence, leophilic colloids are called as protecting colloids. They are called as the protecting colloids. See how they work. Now the agreed. This is the observation. How it is increasing the stability of the leophobic colloid. So the phenomena is, the mechanism is very complicated. So many factors to be taken into consideration which we do not know. I am not going into that details, that is not necessary for us. See what happens, this is the colloidal particle of leophobic system. When leophilic colloid is added to this system, this is what happens, leophilic colloid forms a layer around this one. A layer is formed. Leophilic, this is the leophobic colloid. This is leophobic colloid particle. It is surrounded by the leophilic. Leophilic colloid. Colloid is a sheath of leophilic colloid is formed. In between this, always with the leophilic colloid there will be water or solvent. That is between these two, a solvent is brought. Remember, with leophilic colloid, always solvent is associated. So that is this is forming. Now it behaves like a almost leophilic. Now which is exposed to that is the outer sheath is leophilic, solvent loving. Therefore it behaves like a leophilic. Leophobic part is inside the core of the drop or the particle inside, and outside is the leophilic part. Now it behaves like a leophilic leophilic colloid. So that is leophilic colloid, addition of the leophilic colloids increase the stability of the leophobic colloids by forming a sheath of leophilic colloid around the surface of the leophobic colloidal particles. And after this forming this sheath, that particle behaves like a leophilic colloidal particle, not as a leophobic colloidal particle, since it is at the center of the particle. Leophobic part is inside, leophilic part is outside. So stability is more, coagulation is difficult. Stability is increased. So now the question is, what are the leophilic? So I told you, naturally occurring gelatin is a leophilic. Gelatin is nothing but the partially hydrolyzed protein part, gelatin. So it is extracted from that is meat and all these things. That's a vegetarian gelatin also. So in many places it is used for as a stabilizing agent, gelatin. It keeps the colloidal as a colloidal. So most of the colloidal systems To stabilize the colloidal system, Zerodin is used. It is nothing but it is a polymer of amino acids, alpha amino acids. That is a proteinous material. So it is extracted from the animal skin. So don't afraid of this thing. And animal skin mostly. And that is a hemoglobin. That is egg albumin. That is white. The white part of the inside the egg. That is the white part is called as that is the egg albumin. And gum arabic. These are the sort of trees from their stem. The some gelatinous material comes out. That's called gum. That is the specific species, that is the Tragacanth and Arabic and Acacia. Acacia అంటే తుమ్మ చెట్లు. ఇవి అవే కేటగిరీ, ఇవన్నీ కూడా సేమ్ కేటగిరీ. That is the species are different. One is the gum Arabic, gum Acacia. మనం యూజ్ చేసే gum. That is gum Arabic, gum Tragacanth. These are all just you take the gum material and add to the water, the solution is formed. That is a colloidal solution is formed. Take the solid gum and add to the water, it disperses and forms that is colloidal solution. That is a lyophilic colloid. So these are all the potato starch. I have taken the 4-5 naturally occurring, that is lyophilic colloidal systems. So, and that is by adding these things, one of these things, we can increase the stability of that is lyophobic colloid. One thing. So because it is increasing, these are increasing the stability of the lyophobic colloids. Therefore, lyophilic colloids, other name is the protective colloids. So by using these, that is, there can be lyophobic colloids can be protected. Their stability can be increased. Now, the next point is that is the protecting power. Now I am talking about the protecting power. Colloids. See, there are several lyophilic colloids. The protecting power is same for all? No. Protecting power of that is all, that is lyophilic colloids are not same. That is changes with the material to material. So protecting power of that is gelatin is different, protecting power of the egg albumin is different, protecting power of the starch is different, that is Tragacanth is different, that is gum Acacia is different. So each one has its own protecting power, which increase that is stability of the lyophilic colloid to the greater extent. That is the best protecting agent. That is the best colloidal, that is a protective colloid. See, the protecting power of all the lyophilic colloids are not same. The protecting power of the different lyophilic colloids are expressed in terms of that is a number known as the gold number. See, here in the colloids we use a term known as the gold number. In the other class, last class, we introduced that is the fluctuating value or coagulating value or precipitating value. Millimoles of the electrolyte required to cause the complete precipitation of the 1 liter of given lyophilic colloid is called as the millimoles of the electrolyte required to cause the precipitation of the 1 liter of the electrolyte is called as that is fluctuation value, coagulation value or precipitation value. If the 250 millimoles of the material is required, that the electrolyte is required, then the fluctuation value is 250. So that is the protecting power is inversely proportional to that is the flocculation value or coagulation value. So leave that part. Now we are coming to this one. So now it is expressed in terms of the gold number. That is the ability to protect the leophobic colloid by a leophilic colloid is expressed in terms of the gold number. See, first of all, what is the gold number? How to find out this gold number? How it is defined? So we know flocculation value. We define the number of millimoles of the electrolyte required. Here, this is the number of milligrams. Number of milligrams. This is the weight. Remember, number of milligrams of the dry, that is a leophilic colloid. Required. See, remember number of milligrams of the, not millimoles, number of milligrams of the dry leophilic colloid required. That is called as the required for what? That is to cause the precipitation of 10 ml of standard gold solution. Standard gold solution and 10 ml of the standard gold solution. It is standard gold 0.0052532, that is 0.0058% solution is called as that is gold colloidal solution is called as the standard gold solution. So, this range lo unte, if the percentage is in this range, percentage of the gold in the colloidal solution is in this range, then it is called as the standard gold soul. 10 ml of the standard gold soul is taken. You know that gold soul, metal souls are negatively charged due to the adsorption of the preferential adsorption of the OH minus ion. Bredig arc method, the preparation KOH is added. So this is when this many milli equivalents that to be added to the 10 ml of the standard gold solution, and to prevent the precipitation of or coagulation of, that is this many milli equivalents of the colloid required to the 10 ml of the gold salt to prevent the precipitation on addition of what? That is 1 ml of 10% NaCl solution. So now to standardize the stabilizing ability of the stabilizing capacity, protecting capacity of the different electrolytes, different protective colloids, leophilic colloids, naturally occurring colloids, that is gold salt is taken as that is a reference. See, here you see, this is the test tube. This is the gold salt. This is solid in liquid type collision of the colloids are called as normally salts. Gold salt. This is standard gold salt. I told you this is 0.00532, that is 0.0058%, or normally we write it as the 0.005% to that is 0.006%, that is the gold solution. It's a description in the weight percentage. Gold salt. It is unstable, it has its own stability. On addition of the, see, to this, if you add the 1 ml of 10% NaCl solution, it is an electrolytic solution. 1 ml of 10% electrolytic solution, what happens? Coagulation takes place. Right? Coagulation takes place. I am not talking about the whole number. Definitely coagulation takes place. This is red color. So that is red solution, red sol becomes blue sol or purple. Blue or purple. So that is the finely divided gold particle solution is red. So when coagulated, size increases. As the size increases, what happens? The red gold sol becomes the blue gold sol. Blue gold sol further changes into the purple sol. So that is red to blue is the coagulation. So that is definitely red gold sol is converted to the blue gold sol. Coagulation takes place. Coagulation, that is lose the charge and precipitate. Now, see, to prevent this precipitation, see, by adding the protective colloid, this can be prevented. By adding gelatin, by adding hemoglobin, by adding the egg albumin, by adding the gamma arabic, by adding the gamma tragacan, by adding the starch, we can prevent this action, that is coagulation of the gold sol. But the amount of these colloids that to be added to this system to prevent the coagulation, their mass is not equal. The masses are different. The minimum amount of the gelatin that to be added to the 10 ml of the gold sol to prevent the precipitation on addition of, that is 1 ml of the 10% sodium chloride is called as the minimum weight of that is gelatin that to be added to the gold sol to prevent this precipitation is called as the gold number of the gelatin. So 0.01. So to this system, suppose to the gold sol, if you add that is 1 ml or 0.01 milligram of, that is the milligram, 0.1 milligram of the gelatin to this, and then add the 1 ml of the 10% sodium chloride. After addition of the gelatin, we are adding the electrolyte to cause the precipitation. Now this gelatin added prevents the precipitation of the gold sol. The minimum amount of the gelatin that to be added to the 10 ml of the gold sol to prevent the precipitation on addition of only 1 ml of sodium chloride or 1 ml of 10% sodium chloride solution is called as the gold number. See, according to this, the given list, that is for gelatin how much is required? 0.01 milligram to prevent the precipitation, coagulation on addition of this sodium chloride, that is you have to add the 0.01 milligrams of the gelatin is sufficient. No precipitation. The red sol remains red sol. That will not change into the blue color. So that is gold number of the gelatin. So if this can be prevented even by adding the starch powder. By adding the starch powder, you can prevent the coagulation of the gold sol by adding the 1 ml of the 10% sodium chloride. But how much starch, minimum amount of the starch to be added is the 25 to 50 milligrams to be added. Oh, many times increase. More starch to be added. Say the lower end, that is the 25 milligrams is required. So here 0.01 milligrams is required to stop the process, coagulation. In case of the starch, that is 25 milligrams is required. Many times it is increased. 2500 times 2500 times this is more, this is less. right? So that is protecting power is more, protecting power is less. More is required to protect the colloidal solution, less is required. So these are all the list is the for gelatin. To stop this process coagulation, if the gelatin is used, 0.1 milligram is required. If hemoglobin is used, 0.7 milligrams is required. So that is 7 times more is required. That is egg albumin is used, that is nearly 100 times. That is 10 times more is required. This is the 0.1 milligram, this is the 0.01 milligram. 10 times more is required. So that is if you use the word gum arabic, that 0.15 milligrams is required. To prevent the precipitation, if you use the tragacanth, gum tragacanth, 2 milligrams is required. This is that potato starch, 20 to 25 milligrams is required. That is if you use the word starch, 25 to 30, 50 milligrams is required. So that is gold number is increasing. As the gold number increases, the mass of the it's nothing but the milligrams of the material required to add to prevent the coagulation. So these are the list of the coagulating, that is the gold number of the, that is different protective colloids or hydrophilic colloids. So in the given list, which is more powerful, that is the less is required, more powerful. Protective action of the lesser the gold number, the protective power is more. The protective power of the colloidal solution, protective power of the lyophilic colloid is inversely proportional to the gold number. This is now protective power of the lyophilic colloid is proportional to 1 by that is gold number. 1 by gold number. Higher the gold number, see, higher the down the list, the coagulating power, take the one the upper limit, that is the down the series, down the list, what is happening? That is gold number is increasing, protecting power is decreasing. The best in the given list, best protecting, that is lyophilic colloid is gelatin. That's the poor protecting colloid is, so 50 milligrams to be added. Here the 0.01 milligrams to be added. So therefore, that is gelatin is the best protecting, that is the protecting power is more, that is protecting lyophilic colloid. Best protecting colloid compared to the starch or that's other things. So this is the list of gradually increasing, that is gelatin, hemoglobin. This is the decreasing order of the protecting power. And increasing order of that is the list is the increasing order of the gold number and decreasing order of protecting power of the different colloids. So potato starch is the better protecting agent than, that is your normal starch. Normal starch. So protecting power of the lyophilic colloid is inversely proportional to the gold number. Smaller the gold number of the lyophilic colloid, that is better protecting agent, more stabilizing agent. This is the gold number, that is the protecting power of the, that is lyophilic colloids increase or improve the stability of the lyophobic colloids. Therefore, lyophilic colloids are called as the protecting colloids. The protecting power of the all lyophilic colloids is not same. That is different colloids have the different lyophilic colloids have the different protecting power. The protecting power of the lyophilic colloids is, that is expressed in terms of, denoted in terms of that is gold number. Zsigmondy introduced the, that is the concept of gold number. It is a measure of the gold number of the protective colloid is the measure of the, that is protecting power of the, that is lyophilic colloid or protective colloid. Higher the gold number, that is the lesser the protecting power. Smaller the gold number, higher the protecting power. The colloid which has the lesser gold number is the better protecting agent. So always, that is in the preparation of the colloidal systems, particularly lyeophobic colloidal systems, small amount of the lyophilic colloids very commonly used is gelatin, that is gum, egg, albumin, gum, starch are used as the protecting agents. This is one part. The second one is why gold is taken. They have examined and they have taken this one minimum amount of the, that is protective colloid in milligram that to be added to the 10 ml of the standard gold salt in order to prevent the precipitation or color change of the gold salt from red to blue on addition of, that is 1 ml of the 10% sodium chloride is called as the gold number. This is the start. Why gold number can't be used? Say there are several references. So silver number is used. So that is, if there is a silver number, that you have to use the word silver. Instead of the gold salt, you have to take the silver salt. Same phenomena. Sulfur soaps, sulfur number. Like gold number, there is a silver number, there is a sulfur number, there is a copper number. That is, there are several this thing, but they do not have any significance at all. But there is another this thing. That is, Ostwald introduced the another standardization. This is nothing but the standardization of, that is different protective colloids. That is Ostwald. Ostwald introduced Congo Rubin number. Congo Rubin number. See, what is this Congo Rubin number? That is instead of the gold salt, that is Congo Rubin is a dye, red dye solution. On coagulation, it changes to the blue, The color change of the Congo Rubin from red to blue is the coagulation. So this is also taken. Congo Rubin number is the measure of the protecting power of the different, that is lyophilic colloids or protective colloids. See how it is defined. Same number of milligrams of the protective colloid. Number of milligrams of the protective colloid required. Here what they do is, they take the 100 ml instead of the 10 ml of the gold salt, 100 ml of, that is Congo Rubin. It is a dye. 100 ml of Congo Rubin is taken, and to this of what concentration? 0.01 percentage solution. 100 ml of the Congo Rubin of 0.01% is taken. There the 0.005% to 0.0058%. So test is conducted on, that is 100 ml of the 0.01% of Congo Rubin solution. It is a colloidal solution. Right? To this, that is what to be added? That is the number of milligrams of the protective colloid that to be, what to be added? 0.16 gram equivalence of KCl is added. See, 100 ml of the Congo Rubin of 0.01%. So, lyophilic colloid is taken. To that 0.16 gram equivalence of KCl, potassium chloride, is added. When it is added, this is red dye is converted to the blue dye. Changes to blue dye. coagulation takes place. So to prevent the coagulation, add the protective colloid. So the minimum amount of the protective colloid in milligrams that to be added, that is minimum amount of the protective colloid that to be added to the 100 ml of, that is 0.01% of Congo Rubin colloidal solution on addition of that is 0.16 gram equivalence of potassium chloride. In the previous case we have taken that is 1 ml of the 10% NaCl is added. Here 0.16 grams of the gram equivalence of the KCl is added. So the minimum amount of, that is protective colloid in milligrams, minimum amount of the protective colloid in milligrams that to be added to the 100 ml of 0.01% of Congo Rubin solution to prevent the, that is coagulation on addition of 0.16 gram equivalence of KCl electrolyte is called as the Congo Rubin number. Milligrams of the protective colloid to be added to the 100 ml of 0.01% Congo Rubin solution to prevent the coagulation on addition of 0.16 gram equivalence of the KCl is called as Congo Rubin number of that protective colloid. This is the 0.01 is the gold number, and similarly gelatin has the Congo Rubin number. The Congo Rubin number of the gelatin is nothing but the milligrams of the gelatin to be added to the 100 ml of the 0.01% of Congo Rubin dye solution to prevent the precipitation or coagulation on addition of 0.16 gram equivalence of the KCl. So this is the other, several scales are produced. There is to express the relative protecting power of the different lipophilic colloids. Gold number is used, silver number is used, sulfur number is used, phosphorus number is used. Those are all outdated things, and now Congo Rubin number is used. So Congo Rubin number, now and then they use it. This is something about that is the protecting power of that is the lipophilic colloids. This is something about the gold number. Higher the gold number, more stability gaadu. Higher the gold number, that is protecting power of the colloid is less, inverse related. This is something.